All right. Hi, guys, and welcome to Facebook Live with the one and only Dean Davis. My name is Noelle Lashley. I'm a Grady ambassador. I'm one of your minions. So this is part of the Find Dean Davis campaign through Grady. So if you've been wandering the halls this week and you took a selfie with Dean Davis or found one of the cutouts, you got that cool little button. So this is your opportunity to get to know the real one. So hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
Going great.
Good day?
Busy day.
Busy day. Do you ever not have a busy day?
No.
Every time I see you around here, you're like the Flash. There's just this blur running
All
through
the days
Grady.
around here are pretty busy.
Pretty much. So I'm sure you already know what this is, but basically we just want everybody to get to know you a little bit better because I'm just going to sidebar real quick. So I transferred here in January 2016, and I got to meet Dean Davis, and he has been the coolest dean that I've ever worked with at any school I've ever been in. So I ran up to him at the beginning of this semester and gave him a hug because I was excited to see him. And cool thing about this is that if you either come to the PAF right now and ask a question, or if you submit a question online, you're entered in to win lunch with Dean Davis. And I did that with you a year ago.
You did, yeah.
Yeah, has it already been a year?
Can you believe that?
I know,
It's
and
hard
I
to
got to
believe.
go to lunch with him, and it was awesome, so go ahead and enter. So, let's get to know you a little better. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. So, tell me a little bit about you and why you love being the dean of Grady College.
Well, starts here. I grew up about a mile that way. So I was an Athens-raised kid. Moved here when I was, I think, 3 years old. Graduated from Clark Central and went off to college and came back here, strangely enough, to work for the local newspaper, the Athens Banner-Herald. And after I did that for a little while, I started taking grad classes at Grady College. So I think I love it so much because I'm from it. I'm of it. It's not like I came in from somewhere else and I have to, look in the mirror and convince myself that I like the place. This is home for me, even though I was gone for a very long time. It was always home. My parents live 5 miles outside of town. My sister lives in Athens, so it's always been home to me, and Grady has always been home to me.
There you go. What is your favorite memory when you were a student here? Yeah.
Many of my memories probably emanate from the great Conrad Fink's classroom.
Yes.
Professor Fink had been here a couple of years when maybe only a year, when I enrolled in grad studies here. And the first class I ever took was with Professor Fink. And you had to know Professor Fink to really get it, but he was a once in a lifetime kind of guy to meet. Just an incredible presence in the classroom, but more importantly, incredible presence in the hallway. Most of my best interactions and memories with Professor Fink came in his office and in the hall, probably more than class, even though class was pretty great too. Lots of good memories there, lots of good memories from a lot of faculty here that were very instrumental in my education, all of them emeritus professors now. Emeritus Professor Middleton, Emeritus Professor Eberhard, and the list goes on. And the fun thing about being back here and being in Athens is all of these guys are still at Athens.
Yeah.
So I see them on a fairly regular basis, which is great fun.
That's why Grady's like home.
Yeah.
We got a family in here. We all
Nobody ever
keep
leaves.
coming back. No, it
Students
just
leave.
calls you back.
Faculty stay.
Gosh, it's not like you guys like it or anything.
No,
it's not like this is a great place.
Yeah.
Never. So what is something about you that people might not know? You have a fun fact about yourself? There, choose wisely.
Trying to think, yeah. What would truly stump someone? I don't know. Here's something that I think university undergrads are typically, it's not really about me. Well, yeah, it's about experience I had anyway. But when I was here in the late 80s, as you can imagine, the music scene around here was completely blowing up at that point. And one of the things I always tell students, and they're just dumbfounded by it, was Legion Pool over on Lumpkin had a summer concert series, a couple of summers in a row, where they had concerts in that band shell back behind the pool. If you ever go back there, there's still a band shell back there behind that grass field. And you could sit in the pool on a raft or in an inner tube and listen to music.
And I missed this?
And I saw the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I saw the Psychedelic Furs, and I saw, God, who else did I see? I mean, we saw all kinds of acts laying in Legion Pool at night on a raft, which always blows students' minds because they're like, no way. Yep, that was the best concert series.
Way. That's why we have
it said everything about music in Athens at that point in our history, that you could have the Red Hot Chili Peppers at Legion
I mean,
Pool.
can you get cooler than that?
No, it's pretty great.
No, we should do an event where we like find that band shell and pop you up there or something and
Yeah,
get
it'd be
grade
fun.
8 students to watch it. I think you have an idea there. Totally do it. Okay, so 'tis the season for a lot of new students coming into UGA. So what would be your top 3 pieces of advice for being a successful student?
Oh, man. They're pretty easy, actually. Invest in the community that is Grady. Invest in the community that is UGA.
Yeah.
Don't be one of those students that trucks it in and trucks it out. Everybody
Yeah.
has demanding schedules. Everybody's got work. Everybody's got commitments in class. I know that. But there's time in the day to join something. And I know everybody comes to orientation. They're like, join something. And students react by joining like 11 things. And then they're drowning in things. And they kind of have to pare it back. And that's all part of the process. But at an absolute minimum, do one, right? Whatever it is. Give of your time to this community because you'll get 10 times out of it what
Yeah.
you put in it. The students that are present and active within the college, like you, I think are getting so much more out of the experience than students that are here
Right.
3 hours a day for class and then at the first opportunity bolt for wherever. It's 2 years and it goes by in the flash of an eye. So spend as much time as you can in this place with these people. That would be my first piece of advice. Second, it shouldn't be that serious. We're having fun around here. If you're not, then you need to look at another line of work because this work is fun. All the things that we do within the college, we have fun doing. So make sure it's fun. And that's kind of meta level advice, period. I tell people that in and out of journalism, in and out of Grady all the time. Like, are you having fun? If you're not, then what are
Why
you
are you
doing?
here?
What are you doing? It's short, this life. So make sure you're enjoying what it is that you're doing. And finally, don't be afraid to call upon your Grady family when you need help. And man, it's amazing how people struggle with that. People are proud, and maybe they've been taught by their parents not to sort of reach out, but that's what we're here for. And in fact, we're eager to help. And so if you have a need, whatever it is, there's probably somebody here that can get you to something that can help, or somebody that can help. So don't be shy about asking for the help that you need. Everybody in college is going to need something at some point. They're going to need help they're going to need help with the administrative wall. They're going to need help with classes. They're going to need help with money, whatever. Just don't suffer in silence.
I took Intro to Photojournalism with Professor Mark E. Johnson last semester, and he started off our class with one of my favorite sayings I've heard in Grady, and that was, don't suffer in silence. Scream loudly so I can hear you.
There you go.
So that's part of the reason I love being in Grady is I can walk up to any professor's door, whether I have a class with them or not, but if I know they're an expert, I'm like, hi, I'm Noelle. Please help me.
Sure.
Please walk me through.
I mean, it's a different place
And
that
everybody
way. 'Cause
does it.
people will help you.
Yeah.
And not only that, but they're really sort of hurt if you don't ask.
I know, they're actually excited.
Yeah.
I never feel like I'm bothering them, or if I am, they tell me, which I appreciate. But I've gotten great advice from professors who weren't even my professor at the time. So what are some of the ways that students can really get involved with Grady?
Oh, there's so many ways. Probably the first and most obvious ways are the many extracurricular activities around the building, be it PRSSA for PR folks, the Ad Club, RTNDA, NABJ, SPJ, ONA, all those acronyms. Grady Productions. There are really an endless array of extracurricular activities around here that are really germane to your interests. So if you've got the film bug and you want to make video, then Grady Productions is for you. If you want to gather news and volunteer down at News Source, then they're more than happy to have you come down. The Red and Black down the street. Certainly not ours, but ours in a way, in that most of those students are Grady students. So we've got lots and lots of ways for you to get involved in that way. I like people getting involved in those extracurricular activities, be they particularly News Source and Grady Productions and the Red and Black and PRSSA, because they're not only stuff you can do to build your resume and get that line on there that says treasurer PRSSA, but they give you a work product.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you get real clips, things you're going to need. Because what particularly you freshmen out there have to understand is Grady is all about, the only reason you're here is to create your portfolio.
Oh, yeah.
In large part, so that when it comes hiring time or internship time, you've got something to slide across the desk at that producer.
Because I've done that at internships.
You did that this very summer, right? And so
yeah.
when time came to interview for that internship at Myrtle Beach,
I rattled off
you
all
were
kinds
ready.
of Grady things, yeah.
Yeah, you
that
had, you had tape.
Yep, exactly.
Not tape. Tape is a little antiquated, but you had the work product.
Yeah.
And that's what, if you're a freshman and you toddle down to the Red and Black and say, I want to write, they're going to put you to work. And you're going to have stuff within the next couple of weeks that will appear online or in print with your name on it.
Yeah.
And that's what you take to get that first internship. And then you take the stuff from that first internship to get that second internship. And then you take that stuff to get that job.
Right,
So
exactly.
it's all just this sequential build.
And the thing that I really love about Grady is that when I remember the first time I came into News Source, I was terrified, and I met Professor Hazinski, and I was like, he's going to kill
And you
me.
were
I
more
don't know
terrified.
anything. But all of the Grady societies I've worked with, it's not that they expect me to come in as an expert. They all take the time, whether it be writing or production or running a PR campaign, anything. They'll teach you from the bottom up.
Sure.
So just any freshman.
You don't have to have a big base of knowledge.
Exactly, because I remember what it's like to feel that terrified and feel like UGA is enormous and you're a tiny bug on the windshield, but everybody here will walk you through.
Sure.
And they'll teach you everything.
And everybody was there.
Yeah, so even at
Only a year ago.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Even at my internship this summer, I was like, how am I ever going to be able to do this quickly? And they're like, we were all there. You're fine. So communication people are fun that way.
And to me, it's the difference between an applied skill and a theoretical skill. Like these are hands-on crafts that we're teaching people how to do. And so if you've ever learned how to do anything, then you have a lot of empathy for the people who are just picking it up for the very first time, because everybody's been there.
Yeah, preach. We're all there. So do you have a favorite event that Grady does?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I have several.
All right, hit me with it.
Dogs with the Dean. I like Dogs with the Dean a lot.
That's awesome.
It's one of my favorite couple of days every year without fail. I love Homecoming.
Oh, yes.
Because it's in the middle of football season and it's gorgeous, and we have a big tailgate out here on the lawn and everybody's invited, and we lose track of how many people are here. And that's really fun and usually a great day. We've been lucky on the weather. I love our spring Grady Salutes alumni gala a lot. I love the first day of class.
Oh, yeah.
Both semesters, when everybody comes back, that's always a fun day. And I love convocation at the end of each semester. So
all the feelings.
I kind of like all those big moment days
the
in the
spikes,
life of
the
the
highlights,
school.
right?
Yeah, that's really fun because the whole college is kind of together, and especially convocation at the end where you're kind of looking back on the year. That's really nice.
And everything that everybody's gone through together.
Yeah, for educators, that's always it's just a nice warm, and families are all there. It makes it a really nice day.
And Dogs with the Dean is on September 20th, right?
It is.
Time. So yeah, come out, because are you going to wear the hat again?
Of course,
Please
they
wear the
make
hat.
me.
Yes.
They make me.
No, they always make him wear this big fluffy chef's hat, but you wear it so well.
Thanks.
You do such a
Thanks.
good job.
It's the one thing I can cook.
Yeah.
I can grill a hot dog.
Hey, and you grill them well. So some of the legends in the Grady's halls are the double dogs, because they go crazy. They do so much. They come out with those degrees. Can you tell me a little bit more about what kind of double dog programs at Grady?
Yeah.
And
And in fact, the newly created Double Dogs program, the very formal one that the university announced, I think yesterday, if I remember correctly, that we have launched over 100 Double Dogs programs throughout the university. We have 8 within the college, and we'll probably end up with about 10 or 11 because we thought up a couple more that we kind of forgotten about. But they allow you effectively, especially if you're a HOPE student, using some of your leftover HOPE eligibility to apply to some grad credits while you're in your 4 years, effectively allow you to get 2 degrees, an undergraduate degree and a master's degree in 5 years.
Right.
So some people would call them a 4+1 or a dual degree. And we've had a 4+1 program for a while. The difference is here you've got the university marshaling its resources to create pathways to these degrees so that you can use that HOPE eligibility.
Right.
So for a student that's got some HOPE left over, some HOPE eligibility left over, that's really going to be an amazing cost savings. So we're trying to message out, particularly to freshmen, hello freshmen, and even visiting students, believe it or not, because I think really the core message has to go to the senior in high school who's looking at making a decision about going to UGA. Maybe they've already decided that UGA is where they want to go, but they hadn't really thought about getting 2 degrees. And so we're going to start producing a lot more students with 2 degrees. There's no question about it.
Right.
In the coming years, because financially it just makes so much sense. And you're here, you're not going to hear that much longer.
Why not?
You know, it's a really compelling argument.
Yeah. I have a couple friends who are doing that, and I just bow every time I pass them. I'm like, you're so brave. I'm dying with just what I have, but it's a happy thing.
It's cool. It really is.
Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit about the Drone Summit? Because I saw that
Yes.
on the calendar, and I was nerding out like crazy.
So am I.
Yeah. There we go. Let's do
It's
it.
going to be Nerd Fest 2017, so you're right. This came from last spring. We were having a conversation with a wonderful guy named Greg Agvit, who works at CNN, and he runs CNN's drone unit. They have a standalone drone unit called CNN Air, and Greg was over spending the day with us, and he was giving a presentation on how they were using drones in their footage, and we were also just kind of talking about ways we could work together. And in passing, he mentioned over a lunch, like, you know, it'd be really cool if we could convene everybody in the state that's kind of thinking about or using drones.
Right.
And we latched onto that idea, and we were like, man, that'd be a really cool meeting. So we started talking to Greg. We talked to some other partners, the Weather Channel, the Weather Company now that owns the Weather Channel, the Georgia Department of Economic Development. I'm probably Turner Entertainment. You know, I was leaving somebody out. That always makes me nervous. Are partnering with us, and we're hosting the Georgia Drone Summit October 20th, 21st at the Classic Center. Special student discounted rates. You can come hang out for 2 days. We've got people coming in from all the major drone vendors. We've got people in all walks of lives that are using drones, from engineering to law enforcement to film and television to people that do visual inspections for insurance companies on houses using drones, people that are using drones to fly humanitarian relief to people in cutoff areas. I mean, just all kinds of stuff. Academic researchers that are using drones in ecology and environmental design and you name it. So it's going to be, you're right, it's going to be a geek fest, but a really cool couple of days. We're going to have exhibitor areas out with lots of craft, lots of aircraft from lots of different vendors. So if you ever thought that you wanted to get involved in it, this would be a great event for you. We have sessions on starting your own drone-based business, picking your first craft, all that kind of stuff too. So even if you haven't done it, there's a track that will run through those 2 days that will get you started.
That is so cool.
So yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
because I've interned at 2 local news stations, and they're starting to lean more toward drones too.
Oh yeah.
Because sometimes you have places like they're dangerous, or you just can't get the right shot with the equipment you have in a drone.
Right.
As long as you're licensed and know what you're doing. But the trick is getting licensed.
Yes.
And learning to know what you're doing.
And we'll have panels on just those things, the legal landscape, certification, all that stuff we'll cover as well.
But I love that about Grady because, I mean, you make sure that we know all of these emerging technologies that are just starting to pick up and they're going more mainstream, because between like the Drone Institute and then we have Mobile News Lab, I know that there's like virtual reality components and cell phones, and I just think that's so cool.
Well, we got to, I mean, come on. I can remember, 5 years ago we were still talking about responsive web design and moving from HTML. And now
look at where we are now.
We have leapfrogged 5 iterations beyond that now. We're working in augmented reality, we're working in virtual reality. So part of the challenge is to keep up with the technology and keep looking around the corner. And that's part of the challenge. But it's also part of the great fun because you get cool new toys around here, which is really fun.
Oh yeah, I love that part. So, this video is part of the Find Dean Davis campaign that's been going on. So, how has that been going? Have you been grabbed for a lot more selfies?
It's been really difficult for students to find me.
I
have been grabbed for a few selfies, and I've been in and out a lot, sadly. I had a kid go to college this week, too.
Oh, man.
So I was up in Nashville Monday and Tuesday, so I've been making up for it today, largely. But it's been a really great way to kickstart the new year, and I've loved all the signage around and people taking pictures with the signage. It's been good fun.
Have you stunned any freshmen that went, "Oh, the dean talked to me"? Because I've heard that from some people before. I remember one student who got walked to their class by Dean Davis himself and didn't realize that you were the dean of the college, and then afterward was like, "That was the dean?"
Yeah, I mean, it's really weird, that kind of thing, because I'm not really that kind of guy, I don't think. So it never really
you're like our
didn't
buddy.
really bother me. But it's so funny because there was somebody who was lost the other day.
In this building?
Yeah, like the 3rd floor.
With the stairs that don't
I mean,
go
they
to the
were
top.
badly lost. They were supposed to be in another building. So I helped walk them out of the building. And in the course of our conversation, they were like, "So who are you?" And I'm like, "You teach over here?" I'm like, "I'm the dean." They're like, I guess it's somewhat unusual. But it's part of what makes this place is the fact that there's not all this hierarchy.
Right.
I think that gets in the way of us all knowing each other and working together closely. And I'm a member of the faculty, first and foremost, and will always identify that way first. I think 'cause that's heart and soul. I'm a faculty member just like everybody else.
So I've seen you taking over some social media for Grady. Noticed that a couple of times. So I stalk you on Twitter, as everyone does, and I see about your dogs. And I see that you had a new dog join. So tell me a little bit about your dogs, because they keep popping up on my Instagram.
And they do, because I keep acquiring them, unfortunately. We got a new one. About 2 weeks ago, I guess, named Lily. I was fostering dogs over the summer and spring. I guess we started fostering, and so we had several dogs come through, and we didn't really talk about it openly, but it was kind of a quiet dog audition. We were, I don't think my wife and I, either one, actually said this, but I think that was the reality. And when Lily came in, it was just perfect. She's just beautiful, and she fits right in. This makes us now officially insane. We have 3 dogs.
We're in journalism. We have to be insane.
Yeah, Sweetie. I have Sweetie, a terrier mix, Gracie, a poodle, and Lily, who is God knows what. She's a white, fluffy dog. And they're all kind of medium-sized dogs to small dogs. But it's still a lot of dog in the house.
They're stars. And we have a question.
We did. We had a question come in from Facebook Live. Thanks, Facebook Live.
Yeah.
When is fall convocation? Which is Thursday, December 14th at 10 a.m. in the Hodgson Performing Arts Center. Go ahead and make your plans now to be there. It's a beautiful event. By the way, let me make a pitch for convocation.
All right.
Because even if you were not going to convocation because you're not in it, you're not graduating yet, go. It's a really moving morning.
Oh my goodness, yeah. I went there for the first time as a Grady ambassador in the spring. I kept almost crying.
Yeah,
because
it's a beautiful
people were
event.
so incredible.
Look, we got another one.
We're
Here, I'll
popular
let you
now.
answer that
All
one.
right. Are there any Grady students going to cover the Winter Olympics? And
What's your where? Where are the Winter Olympics? Can't remember. But yes, we are. We have 2 students out of our sports journalism program going.
South Korea, I think.
They're in South Korea. That's what I thought. I was going to say that, but I couldn't remember. So we had two students cover the Olympics in Brazil.
Yeah.
We've got 2 going this year. We'll also have a contingent the next go around. That's going to become, I think, a permanent part of the Grady landscape thanks to our sports journalism program.
I remember the group that went to cover the Paralympics.
Yes.
Right? There was some visual journalism, photography students who went and did that. And that was incredible. what
Yes.
they came back with.
Professor
and-
Johnson and Vicki Michaelis. Vicki went to the Olympics. Mark went to the Paralympics with Vicki. There's just tremendous experiences. And
Yeah.
we're going to work on future Olympics and Paralympics as well so that we make sure we continue to take Grady students to the Olympics wherever they might be.
Yeah. What are a couple of the other opportunities that Grady students have to travel around the world and do journalism? in other
Yeah, we've
countries?
got we've got a lot of things going on, but some highlights, I would say.
The highlight reel.
We have the Prague Study Abroad program, where Prague was a travel writing program, so journalism students went there. Our advertising and entertainment media studies students, of course, go to the south of France every summer for the Cannes Lions and Cannes Film Festival.
I had a couple of friends who did that.
We had, 60 odd students there this summer in the south of France. We had another 30 plus students in Hollywood this summer with our Grady LA program. That's heavily entertainment media studies, but we have students from all of our disciplines that go and intern across the studios and agencies of Hollywood and take a seminar there. It's basically study abroad in Hollywood. Which, if you've ever been to Hollywood, it is study abroad because it's a different country
It's an experience.
out there. So we had 30 odd students there. We had a half dozen in China.
Wow.
I'm leaving out stuff. I know I'm leaving out stuff, but we had people all
It's
over the
okay.
place.
I mean, you got another question, so
Yeah, somebody
Popular
else
guy.
asked about Double Dog, so we ought to talk a little bit more about that.
yeah. And I think
So what the Double Dogs program does is create a formal academic pathway for you to earn both your master's degree and your undergraduate degree during your time here at Grady. And they are in a number of different areas, right? So we have a health communication emphasis for people who want to work in health. We had just created one with the School of Music in covering the music industry or marketing to the music industry, whatever. It's like a music business / Grady pathway. We have one created in digital storytelling through EMST.
Yeah.
We have one in journalism where students can work with journalism and emerging media technologies, right? So a way to think about it is we're basically just combining a couple of different areas of interest. And we can also continue to create them too. That's the
Right.
nice thing about Double Dogs is Double Dogs is not like there wasn't this deadline, submit your proposals for Double Dogs, and then after we announce them, we'll never have more, right? So over time, we're going to see other areas where it's like, wow, students are really into this now.
Right.
So we can move in different directions as we go.
Yeah.
But if you want even more information about Double Dogs, go to Grad Studies on the second floor of Grady College. Walk in the office. There's a wonderful woman there named Ann Hearn. Ann will help you with all the information that you need. We're in the midst of developing some handouts and portfolio pieces that we can hand students and their parents to talk about the Double Dogs opportunity. Because, like I said, we got to be talking to seniors in high school about it as much as anybody else.
Yeah. And we have come to the end of our time for this wonderful Facebook Live. So thank you for coming over and doing this.
Oh,
and
it's my great pleasure.
And if you want to
enjoy
say hi to Dean Davis, his office is actually right behind us in the PAF. So
Right there.
Right there, 237. So come see him, come say hi. And if you want to know what's going on in Grady, you can follow UGA Grady on Twitter. You can follow Dean Davis on Twitter. You're Grady Dean UGA.
Yep.
And you will see dog pictures and Grady events. And yeah, if you've seen Dean Davis around, just come say hi.
Please
Thanks
do.
for watching.
Come in and the door's open. You're welcome.
There we go.
That was fun.
That was fun. You're a good conversationalist. I appreciate it.